Welcome to Practice Strokes, and today we're going to do something that many of you have requested. So if you're a left-handed person or if you're teaching lefties, these are some things that are real important for you to learn. So let's get started with loading the brush. And that's what I'm kind of put this in here a little sloppy, so just ignore that. But we're going to use a 3/4 inch flat brush. And normally, I, being a right-handed, would want the dark green on the right side and the light green on the left, just because then I can easily lay it out for me. So when I want you to be able to come back over here often to pick up paint. So you can flip your brush. You could flip your brush when you go over here, but I hate to be stroking and then come here and have to flip it. So that makes it easier for me. So you dampen your brush first, you lay it on the paper towel, and you're going to come here in between the sap and the citrus, and then you come here and work it in. Now you would do the same thing. You would put paint next to each other, not that close, a little bit further apart. And you would go between the two. You would pick up more paint, go between the two, and you would have this blending spot. So right here, and there we go. All right. Now, if I'm on a dry surface like paper, I'm going to dip into the medium slightly and work it in. Now, I would be doing this right here. And if I decided I need some more color, I could dip the white and make it lighter, a little bit more. But then I have this cubby right here that's got a little bit of floating medium, a little bit of different colors. And this is a 3/4 inch flat brush. All right, so when I'm doing the leaf, I like, if you're a right-handed person and you're teaching lefties, what's really important is that you hold the brush in your hand and see if your wrist will do what I'm trying to do. If it will twist this way or it's uncomfortable. All right, and that's what I tell a lefty. If I'm right-handed, I would be going like this. Okay, and then stand up, go like this, and stand up, and slide. Okay, so now this is the situation. If I was doing this with your left hand and I'm coming here, it's not as easy to do this. So what I'd like to do is show you that you're going to pull this or turn this maybe even sideways so that it's right here for you. Okay, and you're going to come around and your hand will move that way simply. If it's difficult, you're doing something wrong, just remember that. So when I do this side, I definitely can't go backwards. So I would there again, turn this, get clean paint. Now I can also 1, 2, 3, push pressure, and my hand will also do this. I don't paint well lefty, but I want you to see that that's how I figure out what will work and what won't work. Okay, so now I have a lot of lefties because lefties adapted to the right-hand world all their own way, right? Different ways. Not every lefty, my dad and my sister are lefties. I've got a daughter who's a lefty. All right, so what happens is sometimes they turn it upside down and they can see it better. Okay, so see, I came back here, grabbed some more, worked it in. All right, so there again, you might want it at an angle. Oh, I'm using my right hand, sorry. All right, so I'm going to come right here and I'm going to come this way, 1, 2, 3, and I can take and move this away from me sometimes easier. All right, so the whole key to a lefty's world with one stroke, see, this doesn't feel comfortable and that doesn't feel comfortable, so I have to turn it this way. There we go. Is that you have to do what's comfortable for your hand. All right, so it takes a little bit of playing, but don't try to do exactly like somebody with a right hand would do. if it's not comfortable for you. I have a little hint for teachers in a minute that I will share with you, which will help you teach lefties, okay, besides what I'm sharing with you. Okay, so when I'm coming here to get a flower, I'm going to pick up the two colors. I'm going to work it in, work it in. I could work it into the white because it's right there. All right, I want it 2/3 up the brush. All right, then I would dip a little bit of medium, work it in, and only do that every once in a while, depending on your surface. Now, right-handed people, and the way you see me paint is right here. From here to here. All right, but if you're left-handed, I want you to do that reverse. As you're going around, you're going to go right here, 1, 2, 3, and you're going to scrub and pull whichever way you would go. And then you can turn your piece and do it reverse of what we're doing, which doesn't make the flower look any different when you get all done than a right-handed person, right? Also, when I do the scoops, like when I go up and above, and then I come here and I make the bud, and then I can do another one. All right, let me show you. I'm going to dip the two corners, flatten the brush, get more paint. Then I'm going to go line to line over here. So I put pressure and lift and go over, pressure. I have some very beautiful left-handed teachers and painters. So I want you to just realize that all left-handed people adapt to the right-handed world in different ways. Now I can lean this out and pull it across, but I want you to just turn it so it's comfortable, lean it out and come across. All right. So that's a really important thing. When that people say they do it upside down, if it might help you, like when I'm doing a tree and I'm doing the tree branches, I might turn it upside down, and here's my trunk, and I can pull it towards me, and then I can pull it, oops, lefty, and I can pull it this way and this way. And for beginners, that's easier anyway sometimes. Okay. All right. So what I wanted to share with you is let's do some one-stroke leaves. All right. So I'm going to pick up, I'm going to double load the 12 flat in between, come right here and go back and forth, back and forth. All right. So if you take the leaf and you start here with pressure, and then you stand up, pressure, and then you stand up, that makes it easy. I'm sorry, I'm totally off the camera. Thank you. Pressure, and then stand up. Pressure, and then stand up until you get to the point. Now, what happens when I'm doing this, I might feel more comfortable pushing it up and away, okay? And then I pull my stem into it. So let's see if how that feels for left-handed people. All right, I'm going to put pressure and lift, pressure and lift. Little short leaves or long leaves, and then you lift the front and you go into those. All right, we usually don't grab this and pull down. We're going into it. All right, so let's see how it feels to come down. All right, so pressure and stand up. See, that feels good with the left hand. But the thing that I want you to practice is to keep me steady. All right. to keep me steady. If you'll see this, my little finger is supporting me. All right. Or if I'm trying to do a vine, my little finger goes first. And all I do is hold this brush and I move my little finger where I want it to go. All right. So let's see how that works. I haven't tried this. Let's see how it works to come down here and put your little finger here. All right. The little finger is going to steady you when you're doing the strokes. You have to practice that till that feels comfortable. All right. Because that little finger, if you get this straight, all right, that's thick. So I can pull it with me. All right. So you have to work on just practicing that stroke. See if I did, let's try let's do the petal and see how that feels. Okay, so when I'm doing the rose petal, okay, this is with my right hand. Okay, I'm doing a pansy. All right, so I didn't put my finger down, but see, I go pull my finger down to steady me many times when I'm doing strokes. So let's see if I can hold this. I'm not used to this. I'm putting my little finger down, and all that does is steady you so that you're not going in, up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay, so if I'm doing this properly, I can put my little finger there. Ooh, I haven't practiced this. All right, and it just keeps me constant till I come back down again. All right, so that is a practice that you need to really work on, and you're going to feel uncoordinated at first. So you're going to push and stand up. So work on that. And like if I'm putting, that's a good way to start. But if I'm doing ocean or whatever, or clouds, and I am dragging it this way and let it sputter across the water, and that would be white, then you wouldn't try to go this way because I went that way when we're teaching. You would go this way. You would turn the light and you would just sputter it along here. So I'm not sputtering it. So what I mean is you got to lay it down and pull. There we go. All right, and that gives you a white little wave. All right, I know that doesn't make a lot of sense right now, but what I like to tell my teachers now, a little hint for lefties, is if you are helping, if you're right-handed, you go in front of the opposite hand. Like if I'm sitting here and I need help and I want you to put your hand on my hand to work with me, you would stand behind the same hand as yours. Like a right-handed person, I stand right behind them and I would hold the brush with them holding the brush. I just put my hand right on top and help them feel that movement. All right. Or I'll hold it way up here as they're holding it down here. All right. With a left-handed person, you are going to get in front of them and then hold their hand from there because your hand will make that move easy for you. Now, I want you to know that if you are teaching up on the board or the easel, or if I'm teaching like I am online, it doesn't affect, usually, I haven't had to affect anybody who I'm teaching when I'm teaching them either here or up on the easel. It hasn't bothered their learning process, but it helps them to know, because we don't address it a lot, the opposite way. Instead of doing it this way, like you saw me do it, we're going to start on the right and go left. And sometimes that works. It doesn't work for the leaves. When people want to start at the toe, I mean, the tip of the leaf and go backwards because they're lefty, that's more difficult. It's harder to get a pretty leaf. But if you do it that way and you're happy with that, then that's good. All right. So you've got to practice, work with that little finger, practice going reverse what I do, but the same movement. And until next week, practice. Okay. And check out my one stroke advantage because it's made for you and it's right here on YouTube. Thank you guys.